Here again with another UFC predictions video as we have UFC 293 taking place on Saturday, September 9th. Just going to give my predictions for the main card, and remember, as always, that the card is subject to change. And at UFC 292, I was a perfect 5-0 with my predictions. Now, if you want to get into technicalities, I predicted Mario Bautista to defeat Cody Garbrandt. That fight never ended up happening, but I was still correct with my prediction. Usually, if I think the other fighter is going to win, that gets put in place of the fighter that pulls out. I'll put a comment in the video. I didn't do that for this one, although I thought Blackshear did beat Bautista, but it was very close. And in addition to that fight that I got right, or that prediction that I got right, I also, of course, predicted Sean O'Malley to defeat Aljamain Sterling. I'll show that reaction of the TKO right now.
Oh! Malley just clocked him! Uh-oh! He's clobbering him! Uh-oh, Sterling's in trouble! Oh, he hammered him there! This one, yes! Sugar Sean O'Malley is the Bantamweight champion! Predictions perfect again!
So after that, I definitely have bragging rights. But before I give my predictions, just a few things. If you're a fan of UFC prediction videos, UFC fight reaction videos, make sure you Hulk smash the like button. Come back to the channel for my reaction to at least the main event and the co-main event. What'll happen is I'll post my reaction most likely to the main event, unless I get some sort of copyright strike, about an hour to an hour and a half after the fight is over with, or the card is over with, unless the copyright strike. I'll just pivot to the other fight if I have to do that. And maybe, just maybe, I'll record my reaction to the whole main card, because when I don't record my reaction to something such as Derek Lewis versus De Lima, then something crazy happens like the flying knees. So that's why I really should just record my reaction to all the fights. But sometimes I just need a break, so I can just focus on what I'm doing and enjoy it. But I guess I kind of already enjoy it as it is, so maybe I just need to record my reaction to everything. And, of course, share the video with somebody you know. Leave me a comment with your thoughts, your predictions, and future fights that you want to see or future predictions that you have. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, you're watching the video anyway, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. So, the main card for UFC 293, it's not the best card, although it could be a really good card, but I'm not really thinking it's going to be. I wish they would have added one more title fight to this card, such as Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards, but that, of course, didn't happen. But what we got right now is what we got. I know it sucks. You're paying $85 for a card that might not deliver, but it is what it is. But let's kick things off in the lightweight division, or I'm sorry, the light heavyweight division, where we have Tyson Pedro versus Anton Turkalj. Turkalj is a good fighter. He's kind of a dog, but I don't necessarily think he's a smart fighter. Like, there's techniques and things he should do that he doesn't do correctly. And he grabs the fence a lot. In his last fight against Petrino, he grabbed the fence a million times. And Mark Smith kept warning him, but didn't take a point away. He just grabbed his hand off the fence, but he kept doing it. So that needs to improve. But I think he's a tough fighter. He's good, but yeah, I don't know. And Tyson Pedro, he's had a couple fights now coming off that long layoff that he had from 2018 for like 3 or 4 years. I think he's a good fighter. He's got good knockout power. And Turkalj, though, has shown that he has a chin, because Petrino was clobbering him with shots. And yes, he went down, but he wasn't out. And he fought it off and eventually went to a decision. But I am going to pick Tyson Pedro to win this, because Turkalj's probably going to grab the fence and get points deducted in the fight. Now, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen, but I think Tyson Pedro is going to pull it off somehow, some way. Next up in the heavyweight division, we have another fight between Justin Tafa and Austin Lang. The first fight was ruled a no contest because Justin Tafa was on the receiving end of a really bad unintentional eye poke, and it was really bad. 5 minutes went by, and he just couldn't continue, and Dan Miragliotta had to call the fight. Austin Lang was hitting Tafa with some really good leg kicks and circling real quickly. So I'm going to actually pick Austin Lane to win. I'm not super impressed with Justin Tafa, even though Justin Tafa currently is the favorite. I know he's got power and he can do a lot of things, but I don't know. I think Austin Lane, with that 6'6" frame and that 80-inch reach, is going to beat the 6' Justin Tafa with the 75 or 74-inch reach. Anything could happen, but I just think I'm really impressed with what I've seen so far of Austin Lane. And I think he could be a guy that moves up the ranks in the heavyweight division. Next up in the flyweight division, we have Manel Kape versus Felipe Dos Anjos. Honestly, I don't know much of anything about Dos Anjos. All I know is he can submit guys, okay? Manel Kape is he has some brutal KOs on his record. In his last fight, which I can't remember the other guy he fought, but he went crazy to get the finish, and he got the finish, and then he had that flying knee that was really impressive. So I am going to pick Manel Kape to win this fight, because I unfortunately don't know much about Felipe Dos Santos. I could research it, but I don't have time to research every fighter, although I did do some research, because I don't know every fighter on this card, and that's one of them I just didn't have time for. So I'm going to pick Manel Kape to win the fight, most likely via TKO. But again, who knows? Dos Anjos could get a submission, and who knows. Next up in the heavyweight division, we have a potential fun fight between Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. This fight could go like the Derek Lewis fight, where Volkov dominates Tai Tuivasa for 3 rounds almost, and then Tuivasa hits him with a knockout blow. But I think this is a different Alexander Volkov, and I think he's getting better, and I'm going to pick Volkov to win. Although I would love if Tai Tuivasa wins, then he could do a shoey, and it could be a fun and exciting time, especially near his hometown. I think he's from New Zealand, or I don't know. It's in that realm. But I'm picking Volkov simply because the fight IQ of Volkov, and he's been working on his game. But who knows, with Tuivasa, he has that power, and he just needs one blow to connect. And then in our main event of the evening for the UFC Middleweight Championship, a fight that I'm not really thrilled about, we have the champion, Israel Adesanya, versus the challenger, Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland does not deserve a title shot, although I think he beat Jared Cannonier, but I still don't think that he deserves a title shot. I would have much rather seen Dricus du Plessis. Of course, he's not ready to go yet, so that's why Sean Strickland has been inserted in this main event, although I think it's more of Izzy said, I'm going to fight Sean Strickland. Dana White, give me Strickland, and that's what they did. I think the press conference is going to be more entertaining than the fight. I mean, anything can happen in the UFC. You saw it with Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman 2. Usman was dominating the fight for the most part for 4.5 rounds. Almost 5 rounds. And then with a minute left to go in the fight, head kick, headshot, dead is what they called it. But unfortunately for Sean Strickland, I'm picking Israel Adesanya to win the fight. I kind of hope he knocks him out just to give Izzy some more credibility, because there's been some fights that Izzy had, not the Pereira fight. Alex Pereira fight was fun, but before that where Adesanya didn't necessarily look the best. So I hope Izzy does knock out Strickland. Strickland's a tough guy, though. He's got, a good boxing technique, but I haven't really seen much else from Sean Strickland, and I am picking Adesanya to win pretty convincingly. But hey, you never know. Anything can happen. So those are my predictions. Make sure you leave your predictions in the comment section. Make sure you Hulk smash the like button. Make sure you come back to the channel to see my reaction to the co-main and the main event. And if there's any other exciting, crazy moments in the main card, I'll definitely try to post that reaction. And then, like I said before, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.